Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Zero number 140A. This is a piece of aluminum perimeter seal with a piece of sponge neoprene. So on first notice, you might get the impression it's a really large piece of neoprene, and indeed it is. And what's crucial about that is the majority of it is hidden and tucked underneath the aluminum extrusion, which itself is substantial in thickness. You can see that. You know, this would also probably be very good as an astragal as well. Anyway, let's get to what a 140A from Zero is. There is an image below this video showing the important dimensional properties. The aluminum holder itself is 1 5/8 tall, as you can see. Okay, it has a thickness on the aluminum (7/16 of an inch, 0.43). This is going to have the neoprene held in with self-adhesive tape. It's a very large piece of neoprene, so it's going to be very effective at really reducing the transmission of energy between the frame, or the door, and the frame itself. It's going to be very effective at retarding the transmission of material through that substantially wide piece of material. Dimensional properties on that as well. They've got the material at 3/8 of an inch wide, just the neoprene itself. Okay, then 3/4 inch, well, 3/8 thick, and then 3/4 of an inch wide. Okay, the 140 is representative of the profile of the item. The A means that it is in a clear anodized aluminum finish. Zero doesn't do a lot of material in mill finish. They'll do clear anodized. Clear anodized is obviously a much more consistent sort of finish that you're going to have. It will be the consistent finish that you'll have over aluminum compared to just a mill finish, which is what aluminum will look like when it comes from the mill. The 140 is available only in a clear anodized finish. They do not offer the holder in a dark bronze at all, so do keep that in mind. I had mentioned earlier that you could probably see this as an astragal, and I don't see why you couldn't. I think this would be quite elegant to use as an astragal. Probably an appropriate use of this as an astragal would be where you're going to have a pair of doors and maybe a exit device on the active door. This would really well seal the width or the gap between the two doors, you know, provided you don't have a conflict of hardware, things of that nature. I'm just thinking in terms of something that would look very nice and be very effective in certain double door applications, in addition to it simply being perimeter gasketing. You wouldn't use it as a door sweep because you wouldn't want to have that material you know, being dragged across. That's just adhesive. The screws run through the aluminum holder itself, so there is in essence a break or a thermal sort of barrier between metal piece 1 and metal piece 2, because you don't really have any metal touching the other door. It's just all this gasketing that's here, and it's a large piece of it. Okay, now it's available in every length that you really need. We have it listed in the site, not only in some sets, common sets, 3070, 6070, 8080, things like that, but also in just straight lengths. So if you find it in a straight length and you need something unusual that we don't have it built as a set, let's say you've got a 3'8" by 80 door by 2 8-foot pieces and then a 44-inch piece, and you'll get right there. There is a link below this video to the a document called Product Catalog, which allows you to look at lots of weather stripping from Zero. The 140A is going to show up on the second to last page of at least the link that's there. That will give you an idea of the broad spectrum availability of weather stripping from Zero. And that broad spectrum of weather stripping is really part and parcel of why Zero is an advantageous company for you to consider. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. But you can see all the different designs that are there. Maybe one that will be more appropriate. You might determine the 140A is not the best option for you. What's nice there is you will also see that there are, in many of these items, but not all, different letters after the part number. As you can see, the 140A is available in mill aluminum finish only. Pardon me, clear anodized aluminum. But the 318 is, which is similar in terms of the size of neoprene that's there. It's identical, as a matter of fact, but the aluminum's a bit different. That one you can get in a D finish and a G finish. Dark bronze anodized and then gold anodized. So that's helpful. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back at. The reasoning is this: if you had to take this 3-foot piece and cut it down to, say, 32 inch for a 2'8" door, you're going to eliminate that first slotted hole that's there. Then the next one's all the way over here. Now, speaking of that slotted hole, screws are included in a complementary finish. These are self-drilling screws. They have drill points on the end of them, which I cannot say runs across the entire line of the Zero product company. If you want self-drilling screws, let's indicate that, and let's find out if there's a difference in price, and we'll get the order made up correctly for you. So if you order a custom length, if you need a custom length, order the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate that length in the comment field. Will not only give you that slotted hole at the proper distance from the edge, but the proper center to center as well. Now, those slotted holes are very helpful to have because weather stripping is tricky to make it to get it installed correctly. Not tricky, it's just patience is required to get it installed effectively. The door could have a small amount of warp, a very small amount. The frame might be towed in or out. A jam might be kicked in or out. It might not be plumb. Having the ability to have slotted holes allows you to tailor that exact positioning of the gasketing on the frame to make proper contact with the face of the door. Now, those self-drilling screws, I'm not a fan of those. I think you lose control of where precisely you're drilling your hole for the screw to go. You're pre-drilling your hole for the screw to go in. Really making those slotted holes a requirement just to compensate for the lack of accuracy with a pre-drilled hole. But I'm in the minority of people who feel that way. Most people will just use, the self-drilling screws, and it's good. However, you want the door to make really good contact. A piece of weather stripping like this is not going to be ultra flexible. If it's bound too tight on the face of the door, maybe the door closer is not going to latch the door anymore. If it's too loose, it's the same as not having any weather stripping. If the door doesn't latch properly anymore and it's a fire-rated door, you no longer have a fire-rated door, actually, because the door must be self-latching. Anyway, you get the point. If you have need for a custom length, order the next longest piece and we'll provide it that way. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Zero products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to that full-line product catalog, which I alluded to earlier. If you have more than an occasional need for weather stripping, I very much suggest that you review their product catalog because they have an astounding array of unique solutions to weather stripping problems. By far the most pre-engineered, the weather stripping line that has the most initial thought put into it compared to everybody else. And I'm partial to them for that reason alone. If you have any questions on the Zero number 140A perimeter gasketing or any other Zero product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.